Mama's in the living room watching Judge Judy. I'm in the kitchen eating leftover sushi. And she yells, oh, girl, you gotta hear this one. A man was arrested for running the theme park. And when they said, where's your license? He said, my dog ate it. Oh, you can't make this shit up. Sometimes I wonder if life's just one big cosmic joke. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on her Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on her Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout, girl, you gotta hear this one. Mama loves to laugh at how absurd life is, says it's all a comedy and I'm her audience. And I love the way she makes fun of the world. She said, you'll never guess what's with their girlfriend. It was a man who didn't get us out of the bed. He said, I've been through hell and now I need some help. You just can't make this shit up. You just can't make this shit up. Sometimes I wonder if life's just one big cosmic joke. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on her Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on her Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout, girl, you gotta hear this one.
Hey everybody, it's Squid. Welcome back to my channel on a Monday night. I know it's kind of random on a Monday night because I usually don't stream at night, but Mr. Squid's on his way to bed. The little is right here post-dinner watching a movie and just hanging out before bed. Boy, so today I streamed about another case in Orange County, the Anthony Shea case. And we watched a hearing, but in checking the docket, I was like, I forgot to check the docket for this Orange County Ferderigos flippin' nightmare. And I did, and there was a motion to dismiss, and I was like, oh, I have to read this because what excuses is he going to come up with for her activity? I hope everybody's having a good night. We're going to try to get through this relatively quickly. I do have a stream tomorrow. I have invited a couple of guests tonight. I am going to try to get through this before anybody else goes live so I can redirect. However, a little bit of breaking news that was sent to me by like 3 different people, like right before this stream, that I am going to... And I see everybody, so I apologize if I don't say hi to you individually. I love y'all. You know it. The breaking news that I don't know how long it's been breaking. I was just sent it a couple of minutes ago. But it's for and I know it's a little hard to see. I was sent screenshots. But this is for the hearing that's supposed to be in the Trespass 5 tomorrow, in the court for the 8th Judicial Circuit for Levy County, Florida. Michelle Preston, also known as 800 million other different names, versus, all those fun names. A nice little letter. And I preface this with, I saw no videos. I read a little bit of the first paragraph of this just to see what it was. I did not see any videos from Jeremy, so I can't say what was said or wasn't said in his videos. You guys would know more about that than me. Weekends are pretty much like football. It's football season. Saturdays is all college football. Sundays is all NFL. Y'all, I don't pay attention to shit on I was running documents through AI scanners and watching the Packers beat the crap out of the Lions yesterday. I could really care less what anybody was making videos about. All right. The reason for this letter is to the courts is I have filed a bankruptcy Chapter 7 in federal court. These defendants are all included in that bankruptcy to the best of my knowledge. What do you mean to the best of your knowledge? It's your paperwork. They either are or they aren't. There's my first issue. Sorry, I'm going to pick this letter apart because Mother Nature has blessed me with an attitude this week. If you know, you know. If you don't, I'm not telling. So if I seem like I got a little bit extra spice and sass, it's because I do. I also believe that this hearing is a safety risk for me and my child. Oh, yo, so get a babysitter. Get a babysitter. Why are you bringing the... Yeah, I want to. Yeah, I almost did a stream last night, but I was so damn tired. Like, lies, lies, and more lies. Yeah. It's not just lies, it's excuses and no accountability. No adulting. Like adulting, not adultery, adulting, like paying your bills, being an adult, having responsibility, self-awareness, you know. Get a babysitter. It ain't hard. Get a babysitter. Care.com, bitch. Care.com. Like, hearing it's also for thumbnail. Okay. I knew there was, it's like one is at 1 o'clock and one is at 2, something like that. Yeah, right. Screenshot this. Exactly right. Using the child as a shield again. Like, oops, throws a chocolate bar at Squid and runs into the corner. Hey, Wes. Yeah. Oh, and Wes and Bama, I wanted to say thank you for the $15, I think. I got a late Venmo from somebody, and I think it was you. I can't remember offhand, but I was going to thank you the next time I saw you in chat. And John Cook, as Mr. Hales, did a video yesterday. In that video, he said they were going to try and catch me violating his Ohio protection order by getting too close to him, driving too close to him, or whatever he can set up. One, I don't know what Jeremy said. I did not watch his video, but one, if you hate him so bad, why are you watching his damn videos? For one, there's where the care.com bitch gives somewhere you don't want to. That's a good point. Yeah. Bankruptcy is still dismissed until the judge decides in October if they allow reinstatement. Yeah, it's kind of in that limbo period where it's not really dismissed, but it's not really there. It's kind of just in limbo. Okay, whatever Jeremy said, I'm pretty sure Jeremy, no matter what you think of him, positive or negative, and there are people in this chat that love him, there are people in this chat that tolerate him, that like his videos but may not like him, and there are people in this chat that probably don't like him. Everybody is welcome here. Everybody's opinion is respected as long as y'all respect each other's opinion and mine. Here's the thing. I don't think Jeremy is stupid enough to say he will set up something. Because one, that's entrapment, and two, you never, when you're about to break the law, words of wisdom, if you're going to be stupid and break the law, don't tell anybody. Don't put it in writing. Don't put it on a Facebook or post. Don't put it in a YouTube video. You don't tell people that shit. Hello. You don't tell, like, that's like stupid 101. Like, how not to be stupid. If you're going to do something stupid like break the law, I don't recommend that. However, there are stupid people in the world that do it every day. We don't record ourselves admitting to this is all in her head, meth to text. Oh my god. Oh yes. It's the Wild Way LP and the ecos so yeah, it's just yeah, like I said, I didn't watch the video because 'cause I'm Saturday, Sunday football, like football, sorry, it's football, football. Um, however, I am bel I I'm thinking that Jeremy didn't say that he was going to break the law, and entrapment by setting up somebody to break the law I is illegal. Ugh, ugh. Well well, I have a story. How are you? Well, that kinda defeats the purpose of handing a note to the teller. How am I supposed to tell him to do it? Okay, let's, nice handwriting. Uh, it's yeah, the judge needs to end this crap. No more excuses, no more delays. I just mm-mm. Yes, they did, and it was convincing, and Micah Parsons. Ah, Micah Parsons. I told my parents, I'm like, "If Mr. Squid asks what I want for my birthday, I want either a Micah Parsons or a, oh, crap, now I'm having a brain fart. Uh, Corner that went to, Georgia that got drafted by the Packers 2 years ago. I can see his face, I just can't remember his name. Ah, I believe what he said was they would probably break the law. That sounds more like something that I believe he would say. You know, if we're in the same spot, they're probably going to break the law. But here's the thing. We learned, for those of you who have followed the Laura Owens case all the way back to June of 2024, we learned that protective orders don't mean crap in a courthouse. A courthouse is neutral territory, so it doesn't matter because a courthouse is generally filled with, law enforcement and representatives of the law and law enforcement. And we learned from Judge Mata out in Arizona, Maricopa County, that protective orders don't mean shit in a courthouse. So even if they were in the same spot and they were less than whatever the protective order exactly says, it doesn't matter because it's a courthouse. So there's that. So, you know, uh, I will never forgive Jerry Jones. I will. Uh, all right. These are the things he's done in the past and tried to get me found guilty in Ohio for violating a protection order, or his protection order that I have never violated. That's not what the law says. The law says you have violated it. And yes, sometimes law enforcement gets shit wrong and they say people did shit that they really didn't do. Plain devil's advocate, just for, but I don't think that this is one of those times. I just have a feeling. Yeah. Plus, courthouse are all full of people who did a doctorate in illegal stuff. Yeah. It's the parking. Yeah, and you can always ask for a police escort. You can always ask for a police escort. I did. I did, because people were talking to burned out, and I'm sorry for the sidetrack, but burned out or, salty Dallas Cowboys fans were saying, "Well, just wait till it gets cold." He's never played in the cold. He went to Penn State. Yes, Pennsylvania cold and Green Bay cold, not exactly the same thing, but Lambeau Field has hot water running underneath it, so the field itself is heated. It's the fans that have a problem. So, she's trying to stall again, yeah, like, I just yeah, da, da, da. Alright. I am afraid to come to the hearing. I'm afraid to leave my this next sentence, sorry, y'all. I, Squid's gonna have a meltdown. I'm afraid to leave my daughter in the car with my ex-husband, John Cook. 1, why are they there? Have him drop you off. Go home. Like, why are you what? What? Oh. like, there's simple, logical, adult ways to go about this. Like, "Hey, can you drop me off? I will go to this hearing. Y'all go home. I will call you," since they got new cell phones and shit from what I hear. That the like, simple adult common sense things that I am cognitively impaired. I had brain surgery, y'all. You know, I get brain fog. I have sometimes things get a little confusing for me, but, like, simple logic most of the time prevails. I'm just yeah, there's that too. There yeah, you bring up a really good point too. But if she's gonna be that if she's gonna be that, she doesn't want HD alone with JC, and I've heard her say that, but then why leave him in the car? And I'm sorry, but Florida is still hot as hell down here. I'm 4 3, 4, 5 out whatever it is away from y'all in Levy County, north, and it's still hotter than hell up here. So, like, oh, yeah, she could leave them at home. It it seems like such common sense. Like, Sandy, thank you for the geography. I appreciate that. JC could take her to the local park. It's only a block away. That's it. You know, like this is just it's 80. It was like night. It's supposed to be like 90 here tomorrow. It's Did she have advice from David Jingers? Oh, there's the last person I'd want to get advice from, but I love the point. For fear that Hales and his fans will call the police and try to cause problems or video my daughter and make this a circus. Ay, ay, ay. I just can't. Sometimes with people, I'm afraid for my daughter's safety right now. Then leave her at home. Leave her at home. Leave her at home. And Kevin, that one I don't really mess with much because the condition she has, although for most people manageable, there are people who have it. I did that deep dive on it a year ago, where people have had strokes and people do have cognitive issues related to it. And one of those cognitive issues and developmental issues might be so that one I kind of leave a little devil's advocate room for because I don't medically speaking, it could be a possibility that she can't feel. Angel, there could be a sensation issue because of some neurological issues. So I don't judge on that one. Plus, I know how hard it is to potty train a kid. So, I didn't hear that, but once again, I don't pay that much attention. Yeah, she could drop them off at Walmart and the air conditioning there, like, yeah, the camper was, not the Jeep. Okay, there we go. There's just so many ways that like a common sense, rational adult would be able to figure this out. And it's just like, I'm not sure if eh, here's the thing. There's 3 ways to think about this. Whether she's incredibly, incredibly stupid and can't adult like a normal human, she's lying, or a combination of the two. Well, yeah, AT for 2. Hard to potty train when you don't have a potty. Yeah, there's that one too. Like, yeah. I'm not sure, and that's the thing. Because people looked at me and were like, "You look fine, you look fine, you look fine." I couldn't feel my feet. Like, there are times when I still like my foot, like I shift in this chair a lot because I still have cysts in my spinal cord. So like people look at you and go, "You're fine. You look like you're fine, but you're not." So unless I see like shit from a doctor, I'm I'm tempted to not judge. Not that I believe them. I just don't judge because I don't. I don't. Yeah, and Sylvia, any advice on potty training? Any advice on potty training would be awesome. Because for as much as my child does not like dirty diapers, she I'm like, "Are you wet?" She goes, "Yeah." Like, she doesn't give a crap. Okay. But I'm just like, like, yeah, that I believe. That I believe. But until I see, like I err on the side of caution when it comes to medical issues because people looked at me and were like, "You're fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine," for years. So I just try not to you know what I mean? Like, I just try not to, like, judge a book by its cover in the sense of until I see shit because yes, right here too, and, like, I've been incredibly I like the fact that I'm in one of the people who hasn't been sued in this shit, and I'm hoping to keep it that way. But also from someone who's been gaslit for years and told that they were fine because they looked fine, I'm a little hesitant to judge. Just my personal, you know. But I do think that she uses her as a crutch. I'm afraid for my daughter's safety, and right now with my daughter's medical, I don't have my pearls to clutch. And the situation mentally, I cannot have her far from me. I am the only one who can care for my daughter's medical needs. If there is an emergency, 911, are you telling me that after living with her all this time, John Cook does not know a damn thing? I'm confused on like what the logic here. I know she lies and but like bleh. Ugh. I was under the impression that Mr. Stark, my previous attorney, had dismissed them. No, you weren't. He, oh my god, this is where she's playing stupid. And this is where it's like, Lynette, you aren't a very good actress because you knew that you dismissed them, but that doesn't mean that they are dismissed. I Back when this shit happened in one of the Facebook groups, people were like, "Well, it's over now." I'm like, "No, just because she says I want to dismiss it does not mean it's over." Because everybody's like, "You brought this. I want my money. I had to pay for this. I had to pay for an attorney. I had to pay for this. You're going to pay me back." So just because someone decides to drop a lawsuit all of a sudden doesn't mean shit's over. This is the shock to find out they were not dismissed. This is the what? These were supposed to be back in like May. These were delayed. This is not a shock, bitch. This is not a shock. Sorry about my language, but sometimes you just gotta say it like it is. I it just oh. Therefore, Your Honor, I cannot give you the status of these cases because I have no idea. The only thing that I know right at this moment is that I filed bankruptcy and there should be an automatic federal stay. And that some, if not all of the people involved in this case are in my bankruptcy, and that's all I know since my attorney passed away, leaving me to now be my own attorney. Sorry, I'm trying to get a tear, but I can't find one. I am going to have to also have some time to figure this out. Sincerely, Michelle Preston. Oh, and she had it notarized, making it official. Like, just, y'all, like, come on. And hey, Christine Fortunato, thanks for being a member for 11 months. I can't believe I've had members for 11 months. Thanks for being one of my OGs. Like, use an onion. Well, technically, yes, but technically it's in this limbo. Because um, until there is the that it's technically dismissed, but because they filed that order to reinstate it, or that motion to reinstate it, it's technically like it's just kind of in limbo until that hearing October 7th. So yes, it is, but it's not. Yeah, this right here. Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. The audacity of this woman. The audacity. Yes. Yeah, she filed for reconsideration, but no ruling from the judge because there's a hearing on October 7th. That's the other thing that I saw. So Scott Stark had passed away of his congestive heart failure, I believe, what is it, 3 weeks ago to a month ago? Month ago? I can't remember exactly when. Maybe longer. But she yeah. So and that's the thing. She signed it her legal Lynette L but like the court's going to be like, which one? Like pure hubris. Yeah, it's this too. Well, hey widget. At some point they have to quit kicking the can down the road. Yeah. It's July. Okay, thanks. This summer has gone by like crazy quick, and like all my days start to. Oh, Mr. Squid's gonna be mad. I went up into the attic and got baby Squid's other toys and kind of switched them out, and I put the musical instruments in the living room. He gonna be pissed. Oopsie. So that's that. That's that fun stuff. Hey Wednesday. So there is the fun for the night. The breaking news. I don't exactly know when that was posted, but it was signed today. So, but to this, the reason that I wanted to stream tonight. Here we go. Oh, let me get my water. Unfortunately, there's no there's nothing but a little bit of Mio in there. I feel like I'm gonna need a stiff drink for this. Yeah. 3rd of August. Thank you. Wait, she didn't know she filed for bankruptcy and had 2 meetings, one with her, one without. She didn't realize that she claims, let me rephrase that. She claims that she did not know that there was a hearing and that she thought these cases were dismissed. Hey, Mom. Mama Squid in the house. It's sometimes you just look at stuff and you're like, well, how the hell did people make it this far in life? Like, so we have 392 people here and only 115 likes. Can we get that up to like 200? Maybe. It would really help me out with the algorithm because, YouTube is an asshole. Yeah, she claims she didn't know. Yeah. And like I said, I don't believe her, but true story. I don't trust anybody. Like that's kind of why I'm a YouTube loner, is because I trust people about as far as I can throw them, and I ain't that strong. You need a 4 loco for Lynette craziness. I need a spotted cow. It's the only alcohol I have in the house. Spotted cow and a bottle of wine. So I bought some wine to share with my sister-in-law. And then my sister-in-law told us she was pregnant. And I'm like, well, there goes that. All right, so let's get to this. This was filed on 9/2. I know I'm a late bloomer with this. I saw this because I have 3 cases right now that I'm following out of Orange County. Sarah Boone's appeal Anthony Shea, the former Orange County sheriff's deputy who is accused of unaliving his wife and staging it as a self-deletion instead of getting a divorce in this case. So, like, it's getting a little funky. So I was like, if I'm there, I might as well check for this. I don't follow this one as closely because this one is like, come on. But we all know the facts are on Jeremy Higgins and Tug's side. Like, we just, we know it. It's not, like, hey, Magic Angel. So, barrel. Hey, Snow Rolls. Barrel strength whiskey is a great. Yeah, my nickname when I was deployed was Whiskey because I was hanging out with the ordies and I got caught with at 19 years old with a flask full of Crown Royal in one hand and a bottle of Jack Daniels in the other. So we don't really drink in this house. Mr. Squid doesn't drink anymore. I don't really drink anymore. Like, my dad bought me a 6-pack of Spotted Cow when he came to visit for Baby Squid's birthday in July. There's still 4 left. So we don't really drink much in this house. I enjoy it, don't get me wrong, but like, I usually only drink when my sister-in-law comes to visit, and now she's pregnant. So, Hey, Mochi, there's a really good question. How does she know they're listed in her bankruptcy proceeding if she thinks it's dismissed, case over? Well, okay, so I think in that letter she was referring to it. I think she thinks it's going to be reinstated because of the hearing. But here's the thing. I have heard that she claims she knew nothing about that paperwork being filed and nothing about the bankruptcy, but then uses the bankruptcy as a way to get out of the 2 Levy County cases. It's like, it doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense. And that's when it's like, nothing adds up. Like, hey, Heidi. Yes, YouTube likes to switch chat modes on people, and please take a second to realize or to check if you're in all messages and live chat. Like, yeah, Rosalind, there's a few people who should be a PI because they have skills. I'm just here. My skills are in therapy, rehab, and I'm trying to figure out how to translate some of those skills. So, and to those who I lied and told them I'd post a short on these, I have not installed these yet. These are the carpet grippers. I said I'd install a short because it's one of my favorite fall prevention things for OT. So I set up my camera. I set up a tripod. I just have to actually film it. So, yeah. All right. This was in the Orange County case, Tug, Megan, Jeremy, and George against the Ferderigos bunch. Defendant's motion to dismiss plaintiff's amended complaint. Let's see how this goes, because y'all... And I do have my stuff scrolling at the bit. If you see me, I usually don't like grifting, but it's my birthday month. I'm turning 40. I'm joking. I joke that I'm having a mental breakdown and a midlife crisis. So if you see me grifting a little bit, excuse my... it's my birthday month. I get 1 month. I get 1 month a year. All right. Intro. Okay, comes now to defendant Leslie Ferderigos, Esquire, retired. I like how she likes to throw that around, right? Putting through her undersigned counsel and defendant Michael Ferderigos, Esquire, representing himself, bring forth their motion to dismiss plaintiff's amended complaint as follows. Defendant Leslie and Michael respectfully submit this motion to dismiss in response to the amended complaint filed by all the plaintiffs. This is 17 pages, so if you see me skipping names, forgive me. The amended complaint arises from a prior lawsuit filed by Leslie Ferderigos in the Circuit Court of the 9th Judicial Circuit, Orange County, which included claims of defamation, invasion of privacy, and related torts, which she dropped. Let's get that. Yeah, I get a whole month. It's my 40th birthday. Usually I get a day, but because I'm being extra and dramatic, because it's 40, I'm getting a whole month. Uh, Despite the plaintiff's assertion that the prior lawsuit was filed and maintained without probable cause and for improper purposes, the facts demonstrate the original action was initiated only after extensive harassment and defamation of Leslie on plaintiff's YouTube channels. If it was the facts demonstrated that you were being harassed, why'd you drop it? Why'd you drop it? Just as well as after plaintiffs ignored the cease and desist requests. Yeah, because guess what? A cease and desist don't mean shit. You know what people can do when you send them a cease and desist? Put it in the circle file and say, "See ya, I'm out." Furthermore, several plaintiffs were never served in the original lawsuit, and those who were served did not respond to the substantive allegations. Lastly, defendants voluntarily dismissed their lawsuit without prejudice and no findings against the merit of their complaint after receiving extensive harassment and extortion by the plaintiffs and attorney Randall Shockett Esquire, rather than providing any factual basis for claims of abuse of process or malicious prosecution. Plaintiffs rely on unsupported, vague, and conclusory allegations and ignore the context of ongoing threats. Calling you a Muppet is not a threat. Calling you a Muppet is hilarious. Just saying. I should get 2 months in because I'm turning 80 at the end of the month. Did you just call me Karen? You just called me Karen. Okay. I'll take it. Hold on, I forgot to do one thing. I just literally got called a Karen. That's hilarious. I'm so sorry. That's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. I'm like we're gonna do this though. I mean of all the things to call me, that's all you could come up with was Muppet. I'm sorry. Oh, that was hilarious. Can somebody screenshot that and send it to me? But congratulations, Nancy, on turning 80. I don't know if I'll make it that far. I don't know if I want to make it that far. Oh, Nancy, that was funny. I am all for you taking as much time as you feel like you need to celebrate your life. If you want to celebrate your life every damn day and be extra, and you do you. I okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. No, I did not. My name is Karen. This is my daughter's account. See, and that is why I like to clarify and ask, because sometimes things get lost in translation. But I was like, "Oh, I cut my hair and call myself Karen." Oh, all right. Harassment, intimidation. This is what I don't get. Like intimidation, last time I checked, and be it, I try not to pay a lot of attention to things that don't matter in the in the end of things, but I hear things. People tell me, people send me stuff and go, "Hey, look at this." Intimidation, it sounds like, and do I agree with everybody that's involved in this lawsuit on either side with everything they've done? Probably not. But that doesn't mean that the facts aren't on lean towards one group of people. Just saying. Um, so intimidation, doesn't having like a bully exterminator's website and like having multiple accounts to try to go in and troll people in their chats over and over again when they know it's you. It's one thing to troll somebody and them have no idea that it's you. It's another thing to like for everybody to know because you type the same, you talk the same, you say the same insults. If you're FYI, if you're gonna be an asshole and troll somebody with multiple accounts, change your insults, change your grammar, change the way you talk. Just try not to look like the same damn person. Just, continue to be directed at the defendants. This motion seeks to address these deficiencies. And see, that's where you'll never, and that's why I generally say, I look at this and I look at the facts of what I know happened, but you will never just see me just talk crap about another YouTube channel because one, that's how people get sued. But also it goes back and forth because you always got one side that's like, "Oh, they talked about me, I have to clap back." Then they talked about me, I have to clap back. And it's like, I just don't have the time for that bullshit. So, like, you know, like, I just mm. So, like, this is where it's like you will very rarely, if ever, find out who I do or don't like on YouTube because I don't I don't one, I don't wanna give anybody reasons for them to be able to play victim because people like to play victim all the time. So, you don't give anybody any ammo. But, like, I know the people who hate me are watching, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna sit and talk about them because they don't matter. But it also allows people so when one side went and, like, the fleas talked crap, people clapped back. The what the Hale side clapped back. And then they used that as, "Oh my god, they talked about me," and then they sat and talked about them, and it gave them content. And it's like, fuck am I gonna give anybody content? Like, if you want content, come up with your own shit. Ah. Like, and 3 awesome dogs. How about them Packers? Like, it's just one of those, like, this is why I will analyze the docs base and talk about the documents based on what I saw with my own eyes. However, very rarely will you ever see me. I mean, I'm sure it's bound to happen eventually, but like, you don't talk shit about people on YouTube because that's how you get sued. But especially when you're interfering with another monetized YouTube channel, like say someone talks crap about me and I lose 50 subscribers, that is tortious interference because that is my subscribers are how I get ad revenue. It may not be a lot. It may be like 50 cents, but hey, that's 50 cents I didn't have before. So at the same 3 awesome dogs. However, I will talk shit to you because you talked shit to me first. But it's all in jest, my friend. Uh, I have one account. Yeah, I have 2 Facebook accounts. I have my personal and I have a squid, but, like, I update the squid one once every, like I put this stream on there, but because I remembered, but, like, I ain't got time for keep up with one account, let alone multiples. People got talent if they keep up with, many troll accounts and, like, parody accounts. I can't do that. This motion seeks to address these deficiencies, dismiss the plaintiff's pending amended complaint, and clarify the record for the court. This ought to be fucking amazing. Amos girl, these people can be pretend lawyers, doctors, and judges. I'm 27. Sounds good to me. Yeah, I'd like to identify as a millionaire and a supermodel and skinny. None of that's true, but we can always. But I read this, but I am not a lawyer. I'm not a paralegal. Trying to go back to school for it maybe someday, but that's the financial and paying for it's the hard part. I don't want to go to school with loans. So, all right, this court should know that all the plaintiff has used this case, the defendant's prior case, and voluminous other cases the plaintiffs are currently used suing others in federal court as content for profit for their YouTube channels. Oy, oy, oy. Honestly, if they would just have kept their mouth shut, I'm I'm just a I'm a there's something here. So like Jeremy making a profit when you spent 400K in legal fees, his profit probably ain't that much. if anything at all. Hey, Zach, and everybody else. Honestly, this content is not anything that I would have right now if Lips wouldn't open her big fucking mouth and started talking shit. She interjected. Megan and Tug have been involved in this for over a year and 4 months? Year and 4 months. I so for her to just come on in and start suing people, it's like, I just sound like, yeah, no. Oh, Chucky, I will be running this through an AI checker. Um, just for shits and grins. A lot of the documents that I have run so far aren't AI. However, I am having to hand type the ones from some of the people, the pro se defendants. I am having to hand type in their document myself, which is it's taken a while. They're all crackpots in my opinion. This is just, yeah, I'm just, just here. I'm just here. And coming to the stage, everybody's favorite troll, Spawn. How are you? Hello.
One sec, coughing my lungs up.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Well, hello, my darlings. How's it hanging?
Nope,
Don't tell me. Don't care.
My bruise is getting better.
Well, you got your bollocking yesterday for that, so you know that the sympathy train doesn't stop at this station.
Whoop, here comes the Dr. Pepper.
Oh yeah, it's the heavy stuff tonight, guys. Just before you carry on.
It's the diet Dr. Pepper.
Shh, don't tell the boss. Hi, everybody. Good evening, everyone over there in the United States over the Americanese. And I just want to say much love, hugs and everything. I hope everyone is healthy. Everyone is doing well. Because I just thought I'd let you know the spacemen are coming to take you away. Haha, the spacemen are coming to take you away. I'm sorry.
Too much Dr. Pepper tonight.
No, yes, I've had a enjoyable evening. I see that you're going through the what's that pleb's name?
Lips.
Oh, I thought it was her husband who put this in. You see, I'm a little bit confused. Maybe it's the Welsh in me. Maybe it's because apparently I'm not Welsh, and maybe there's many maybes. So I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put this on the plate before we go into this. If she has made multiple reports to the police and has taken her to court and divorce and everything else, why is he involved in this in the first place? That's question one. Question two, I mean, if she fell out the freaking stupid tree and hit every branch on the way down and then fucking brushed herself off and asked for volunteers, I can't understand or grasp the fact that she is injected herself into something that had nothing to do with her, then played the victim, then trolled people with multiple accounts, then made threats towards people of legal threats, apparently. By the way, people, don't get your knickers in the twist. Legal threats against multiple people. That's just everyone that we know about on both sides, on the What the Hell side, and 10 John Does. She then attacked other platform users, maybe the small, big. I mean, there's a thing going around apparently, like, if you've got like 5,000 or 6,000 or 2,000 or 100 fucking followers, subscribers, you're suddenly, the elite of the elite. But anyway, and the fact that she self-proclaimed, stating that she has mental disabilities, and I'm not going to dig her on that. You know my rule about that. I don't dig people on that. But the fact
I don't talk about people's medical stuff, whether it be physical or
exactly. And the fact is, everything is done in the public. You then become a public figure. You then get criticized about your comments in public, but you put everything in public, so people have the right to make comment, criticize, and research what you do, and now suddenly your husband is putting a dismissal in for your actions?
Well, remember,
That
he's a
doesn't compute.
defendant too, so.
Oh yeah.
All right, let me get back to. I believe Liar Preston did not write this as there's punctuation. Well, this is from the Ferderigos, but the first part, we did read that letter.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
that I
believe
sent you.
that was written by. I'm not sure who that was written by.
Do you want my guess?
Yes.
I think it was the Fleas. I think it was one of them, and then they just handed it over to her and say, "Look, read this out, or write it out in your own words, and copy as most as you can, but write it out in your own words." That's what I think, because the thing is, it's actually making sense. It actually has a bit of content to it. Whereas
Yeah,
when
but we
she,
tore it apart. We tore it apart because like there's so many adult ways of handling things, like a babysitter and or
Mhm,
not leaving them out in the car, or like just
but my question is this, Squid: why would you write a letter to the judge? Why are you not putting it through it as a motion? You put in motions before as yourself, as pro se, as yourself. So why is she now writing this letter instead of actually putting a motion in? Because this is this technically is a motion. Or unless, oh wait a minute, I don't know American law or anything about law, so this
it's
is just me speculating.
uh,
Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out
your
there.
guess is as good as mine. I don't know, and there's some things there's some rabbit holes that I don't want to dive down because they only lead to frustration and annoyance, not actual,
I know.
All right,
I
but we
mean,
are going to get back to this because we're only
yeah,
on
let's
page
go.
2.
Yeah, let's
On
go.
or about May 19th of 2025, defendant Leslie Ferderigos filed a lawsuit by her and through her attorney. You mean herself? Defendant Michael Ferderigos, against all plaintiffs. And then we're, in the Circuit Court of the Ninth Judicial Circuit, Florida, hereinafter original lawsuit. This lawsuit was never served on plaintiffs Megan Fox and Matthew Lewis. Furthermore, plaintiffs Jeremy Hales and Elephant Shoe and George only filed a notice of appearance and acceptance of service, never responding or answering the complaint, amended complaint, or motion to amend the complaint. One, they didn't. You filed in this case, if I'm remembering correctly, because this case I was following. It's Orange County. It's easily accessible. She filed a freaking motion to seal it. And it was
Yeah,
like,
I don't
she
understand
just
that
kept
part.
filing motion after motion after motion after motion. And it was like, excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, a quick question. I mean, that's
Yeah.
where I have to ask a question. What would it be to explain sealing it? What benefit would she have had by sealing it?
One, she had no footing for that. But second, it was to keep people from reading them on YouTube channels.
Failure on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Because you
It's
are
the
on a fucking
Streisand effect.
YouTube channel yourself talking about it.
Well, it's the Streisand effect too. It's one of those things of like, the more you don't want people to look at it, the more they will.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, the only way to not draw attention to it is not to say, don't look at this, because that makes people want to look and go, what am I not supposed to be looking at?
Mm-hmm.
The best way to not have anybody look at it is to not talk about it. But,
I mean,
here
but
we are.
isn't there also a conflict of interest that her husband is also her legal representative? I mean, wouldn't there be a conflict of interest on that one alone?
There are multiples, but it wouldn't be the first time that I know a male lawyer that's represented his wife, and they've both been defendants in the same case. So it's just, could it be a problem with the judge? Yes. However, it's the judge's discretion.
I think this whole freaking legal system over there is absolutely.
It's the judge's discretion, because at the same time, yes, it could be a conflict of interest, but if you do that, it's really your loss, not the plaintiff's. So like, at the same time, it's like, we told you it was frowned upon. This is why it's frowned upon, but you took that on your own accord, so it's your problem now. So, defendant Leslie, by and through her attorney, defendant Ferderigos, alleged claims of defamation, invasion of privacy, intentional infliction of emotional distress. Yes, because Megan has 8,000 different alternate accounts that she uses for harassment. Oh, wait, that's Leslie. Never mind.
Oh,
Wrong
there's
person.
those two magic words again.
Common sense?
No, cyber stalking and harassment, but common sense. Well, I thought we're not allowed to swear common. I thought we're not allowed to swear.
These magic words. Yes.
Mhm.
That people don't actually seem to know the. I love it when people tell you to go look up information, but then when you find stuff, they're like, they're harassing me. No, you literally wouldn't provide receipts, so I went and found receipts, and that's like you told me to.
Mhm.
It's just civil conspiracy and tortious interference with business relationships against the plaintiffs. What business relationships? Your channel's not monetized. You don't have, what's your business? You're a retired lawyer. What's your business that what's the business that anybody by talking about you on the internet would be interfering with?
Well, sitting in front of a camera wearing a superhero outfit.
Yeah, but she's not monetized. If she was monetized, she might have a foot to stand on or a toe to stand on. But like, she's not monetized. So them talking about her channel and her channel being whatever they called it, or whatever their opinions of it were, is not relevant because she's not monetized. Therefore, it's not a business.
I mean,
there's the shitty part about that one. You're trying to grow it into a business. However, you're not monetized on YouTube. Therefore, you make no money from YouTube. Therefore, they're talking about your YouTube channel is not interfering with a business.
But some of her behavior and some of what she's wrote there in part 3, there's a lot of copycatting going on.
Yeah. On June 16th, defendant Leslie filed a motion to amend the original lawsuit by and through defendant Michael Ferderigos, acknowledging that plaintiffs had not yet been served with the process. Defendant's lawsuit arose after defendant Leslie participated in interviews regarding ongoing federal litigation involving the plaintiff Jeremy Hales, despite having no prior involvement with the plaintiffs. Directly after this interview, where defendant Leslie simply asked neutral questions, I doubt that. Yeah, highly doubt that. Pertaining to Jeremy Hales' lawsuit. He Grammarly, bro. She was attacked throughout voluminous social media forums under the control of the plaintiffs. Yes. Like, I don't always agree with Megan and Tug's opinions on things, but I can guarantee you that they are not on Jeremy's payroll. I can pretty much guarantee. Like,
well, apparently I was on Jeremy Hales' payroll, but I didn't get the memo. So
I mean, if he's hiring,
yeah, I'll work for him. I'll do his garden.
Like, yeah, under the control. Yes, because Jeremy Hales has these mind powers. You heard it here first, y'all.
Yo, mind power. Ooh. I mean, can I just make an observational comment here?
I can't even keep a straight face with some of the shit that I'm trying to come up with, because I'm trying to say it with a straight face so people will like clip it and think I'm serious, but I can't.
Yeah, that won't happen. Right, on a observational comment here. Ever since this has started, and this is going back, ever since this has been going on, every single one of these idiots has accused multiple people, me, you, other people, of being employed by Mr. Hales. Now, I can tell you one thing right now. If I was employed by him, do you know how much it would cost him for me to even get out of my fucking bed?
$50 an hour.
Oh, I am not that cheap, madam.
No, I didn't say anything about like starting the car or driving to work or turning on the computer. Like, we didn't do that. We said strictly getting out of bed.
Mm.
Like strictly taking off the covers, sitting up. That's it. $50.
Just waking up for me, you're looking at between about $80 to $140 an hour.
Chucky said my Jeremy Hales check bounced, so I quit.
We should do that. I think that everyone who's been accused of working for Jeremy Hales, what we should do is get a certificate of employment and the first check and then frame it. You know, like when a trespass got their freaking trespass certificate, they frame them. We should do that. You know, with permission from Jeremy Hales, of course.
Yeah, this is Leslie litigating the case she dismissed rather than answering the motion filed by Shockit.
Yep.
And I'm not really sure. This is written by Michael, I think. They're both defendants, but it's like all about Leslie. And it's like, how about you answer the shit that, like, I'm not a lawyer, but if I were, I would literally take the complaint and like write out one, what the complaint was in the section 1, write out my answer. Obviously, a little smarter than that, but 2, here's my response. 3, here's my response, and then come up with case law as to why I think I'm right. Not this. This is a novel or the setup for a Lifetime movie. This is not.
Yeah, it's a washing list.
While the plaintiffs all made defendant Leslie Ferderigos the subject of their YouTube content, where they publicly received monetary donations from their audience. Not donations, super chats, income, like how they pay their bills and shit. Like you know.
I mean, technically, she was on the Crampons platform multiple times. So technically, the Crampons owe her royalties, if that's what she's saying.
SJH just sent you some Hales bucks.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I see that going over well.
Yeah.
It's just one of those like. It's just one of those like pot meat kettle.
Yep.
Like you're talking about people making money. It's like the people who call me a grifter, but watch Megan and Tug ask for cockroach cash, super chat, like breadstick money, whatever it is. Like I have no problem with people asking. Like Vices used to do a monthly griftathon. Like I have no problem. That's half the fun of YouTube, and like you know what I mean. That's fun. But like for people to like call me like a grifter, but then watch and give super chats to other people is like fucking make it make sense, y'all.
There's a big difference.
That's where your like credibility when the glaring hypocrisy in motions and people's personality shows through, that's when all credibility like goes to shit. And that's when nothing people say. That's when I just start laughing at people because like this. That's when I just start laughing at her because it's like pot meat kettle. Like you're literally accusing them of doing the same shit that you're doing. Like the projection is real, bitch. The projection is real.
Hi, David. I don't know how I do. I don't know if it's me, but I could have sworn I saw a newspaper clipping or a newspaper report about Leslie not being retired, but she was helped to retire. She had a license revoked at some point or something. This is just hearsay. I'm only going by what I can remember.
And I'm not getting into that so much.
No, but what I mean is that the fact that she, you know, with this motion, obviously, everything that's brought it up to this motion was her behavior, the way she was behaving on the platforms, you know, giving legal advice or pointing out legal advice where technically she shouldn't have been doing that. But I'm still a bit confused about this relationship between her and her ex. Or I don't care. Go on, carry on reading.
They're still married. Their divorce is in proceedings right now, but it's family court, so I don't have access to any of the documents.
Yeah.
Additionally, plaintiffs took copies of defendant Leslie's lawsuit where they published them to their YouTube channel audience and scrutinized her lawsuit publicly. Well, guess what? When you post you live in Florida. You live in specifically Orange County, Florida, which is the easiest freaking website in the country. Easiest county in the country to get documents from. easiest. Tiffany Moore Russell, chef's kiss. Whoever did her website design, fucking amazing. It's the easiest website in the entire country. How many counties are in this damn country? It's the easiest county in the country. I get documents from there on the daily. But you just so happen to live in the most easily available state, the most easily available county to get documents. And guess what? When you made yourself a public figure and you sued other public figures, people are going to read that shit. People read the people read celebrities' lawsuits all the time. The freaking Blake Lively lawsuit. Like, sorry, we're already invested in the Jeremy Hales lawsuit. So when you sued Jeremy, sorry, you put yourself out there. That's a you problem, not a him problem, not an us problem. That's a you problem, Leslie. Like, sorry. Leslie Ferderigos filed in the court to have the lawsuit sealed and confidential to maintain privacy and not make such a lawsuit public knowledge. Sorry, chick, you live in Florida. Sunshine laws. You can't keep shit like that public. You actually have, or private, you actually have to have a reason for it to be confidential. And I don't want people talking about me on the internet is not a good enough reason. And I'm thinking that's part of the reason that she dropped it was because she couldn't get it sealed. Defendant Leslie filed her lawsuit against the plaintiffs after she served them with a cease and desist letters requesting for them to cease publishing all defamatory statements being made about her. They were not defamatory. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean it's defamatory. We've talked about that hundreds of times on this channel.
Something else, if I may add, sorry to interrupt.
You're fine.
One thing that's just dawned on me, and Kathy Stewart, yeah, I saw your comment. One thing that just dawned on me, when she actually originally made the lawsuit, she added 10 John Does on that. That to me tells me that she was going to add people if they would have said anything publicly about her. I think she would have added those names because it makes sense now. Because like you've got your core group of people she was going after.
Yeah, and then when people started talking about it, she's going to sue them too.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, and that's why Luthman and Volp have blogs out where you, me, and quite a lot of people's names are actually in those blogs.
Oh, cool.
But what they don't realize is that freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and freedom to criticize and comment and educate people on stuff that you put out into the public view. So, kiss my fairy ass. Carry on.
More information than I needed to know, but
I'm sorry. But I thought I'd let everyone know. Sorry.
Hey, we have 340 people and only 234 likes. Can we get that number up just a little bit? Can we piss off YouTube and get this stream out there? Can we piss off Leslie and get this stream out there? Because that would be...
She's probably one of them. Come on, Leslie. Hit that thumbs up. Come on, I know you want it, darling. Come on, baby. I know you're going, baby. Yeah. Do it. Do it now.
You know.
Do it. Hey?
Because y'all know I like... When I know something gets under somebody's skin... especially when I'm not doing anything but reading a publicly available document and I know it pisses people off, I'm going to keep doing it.
The thing is, though, I'm still...
There are approximately 3,144 counties and county equivalents in the 50 U.S. states. I heard and I obeyed the great powerful script.
Timothy, you Google that. Can you imagine sitting there on a map looking at all the counties and counting them?
Plaintiffs all responding with mockery and established they had no intention of ceasing the publication of false statements. Please enlighten us on what was false made about defending. Even in her lawsuit, she never said what was false. I have it. I have all the documents from that case. Heck, hit the thumbs down. It all helps. I love the people who hit the thumbs down because they hit the thumbs down only because they want attention. Because they know it helps you. They don't care. And they still do it. So it's just like they just want attention. Like, plaintiffs allege defendant Michael Ferderigos failed to conduct a reasonable investigation of the facts and law before filing the original lawsuit. However, provide no basis or specific action to substantiate this allegation. Plaintiffs allege defendant Michael Ferderigos knew or should have known that the claims asserted lacked merit, however, provide no basis or specific action to substantiate this allegation. Plaintiffs allege defendant Michael, on or about June 15th, defendant filed a request for judicial notice of the original lawsuit in Levy County, Florida, Circuit Court, the Second Court. Copy being attached. Plaintiff further alleged defendant Michael did not represent any party in the proceeding before the Second Court. He didn't. He interjected himself into a lawsuit that he was not in.
And here's the reason why. Because he is the partner, husband of the defendant. That's where it comes into what you call it, conflict of interest.
Defendant Michael Ferderigos had no legitimate purpose for filing the request for judicial notice in the Second Court. Defendant Michael Ferderigos' purpose for filing the request for judicial notice was to harm all of the plaintiffs' reputation and to exert improper pressure on plaintiffs. However, only plaintiff Jeremy Hales was a party to this case in Levy County. No other plaintiff was a party to this case. It's not the point. It's not the point. You did it because Jeremy Hales was the plaintiff. You did it because Jeremy Hales was you didn't do it because of anybody else. You did it because of Jeremy. Let's be honest. Let's
hang on a minute.
All this sua sponte communications with the judge, let's just get that shit out of the way. What?
Hang on a minute. I know what they were doing.
What were they doing?
Basically, at the time when frickin' Nimrod turned up, okay, that he had the thumbnail, the trespass, which were sort of at the ending. You got Federal 1, Federal 2, with them slapping him with a lawsuit and everything else, would put him under so much pressure and paperwork and motions and everything else that it would take away the time with the Fed 1 and 2 that they would then have to deal with this, because don't forget, Luthman was going to do it as well. Sorry, I know this is off topic, but this is what it looked like, that they were trying to deflect.
No, I just I don't know. All this is just giant deflection.
Yeah.
Plaintiffs allege defendant Leslie Ferderigos' original lawsuit was dismissed on July 17th. Defendant Leslie lawsuit was voluntarily dismissed after receiving threats published on YouTube live streams and posts of plaintiffs with an audience of over 730,000 members of the public. I don't think Jeremy ever threatened her.
Nope.
Maybe with litigation.
Yes.
With you sued me, I'm going to see this through.
Yeah. In actual fact, it's not 730. If you calculate everyone who is watching, involved in everything else, you are looking at approximately 820,000.
Yeah, because not everybody that watches you subscribes to you. Exactly. I get about 75% of the people who watch subscribe. So there's 25% of you who watch me and don't subscribe. I know about 5% of those just hate watch because you claim to hate me, yet you watch everything I do. So thanks for the ad revenue. Chef's
Closet stalkers.
No, I just say that they're the biggest fans I have. Because, they watch everything I do. Most people go, Heidi, Timothy, Roy, Steven, they're like, hey, I'm in. I got to go drive to work, or I got to go do this, or I got to go do this. I'll be back if you're still live. Haters, man. They will watch every second waiting for you to do something that they can, make fun of you for. I'm supposed to give a shit, but they just make me money. And that's the thing. They don't realize it. They do, and they just like me enough where they don't care.
On a technicality, Jeremy can sue both these two, and so can George on a technicality, couldn't she?
Yeah.
So basically, there'd be 4 lawsuits against 2 of them.
There could be a lot more lawsuits, technically speaking.
I mean, the fact that, like, yeah, you carry on. I'll wait for my turn.
And after attorney Randall Shockett called Leslie to threaten her with litigation if she did not turn over her communications with defendant Jeremy Hales was suing in the federal case. Among many other acts of extortion and threats have continued until present day.
Have you seen what Steve put on it?
Plaintiff's alleged defendant filed and maintained original lawsuit without probable cause and with malice. Yes, because she files lawsuits. Whenever she filed lawsuits against someone trying to serve her with lawsuit paperwork. Like,
didn't she try to sue a judge?
She tried to sue a lot of people. I have some of the lawsuits. I have a hard time keeping them all straight because I have 800 different lawsuits that I'm covering or like paying attention to. So, however, provide no basis or specific action to substantiate this allegation. I'm sure that I read in Jeremy's original complaint that they did. Send super chats or we'll have to list to this crazy. Yeah, I've made a whole like $2 during this stream. Plaintiffs allege as a result of the defendant's actions, plaintiffs have suffered damages including legal fees, costs, reputational harms, emotional distress, and business losses. However, provide no basis or specific action to substantiate this allegation. You might. I mean, if I were him writing this, I would have broken this down into multiple paragraphs because you sued him and he had to respond. There's legal fees. So your whole paragraph just lost credibility because that's a lie.
And have you noticed something else?
I've noticed a lot more things. So
no case law, no footnotes.
Oh yeah, because this is a narrative. This is not a.
Mm-hmm.
This is the narrative. This is spinning the facts the way you want them to look.
Yep.
But like when I see something like this, and this whole paragraph I look at as a lie because plaintiffs have suffered damages, including legal fees. However, provide no basis for to substantiate. You sued him; he had to respond. There's a legal fee right there.
Mm-hmm.
So, like.
And the thing is, this wasn't done behind closed doors or privately towards two parties. It was done publicly on people's platforms.
That's true too. And Ninja Puppy, thanks for the $4.99 super sticker. I appreciate you. And Roy, thanks for the $9.99 super chat to avoid.
Roy. Oh, by the way, Roy, how's your wife?
Yes, how is your wife? And living life with FND, how are you?
Hey.
Lips sue me. Oh, that's her full name. Who knew? All right.
But the thing is, like I said, what gets me is that, you know, if you had a serious lawsuit against someone, right? Now with Jeremy and the anti what the hells, that's different because it all happened online technically, but no one knew about anything about you, and then suddenly you're suing someone publicly. If you wanted any clout, you should have done it quietly, but you didn't.
And Timothy, thanks for the $2 super chat. Buy chocolate.
Don't do that. She's training. No chocolate for you, madam.
All right. On July 28th, plaintiffs represented by Randall Shockett filed an amended complaint naming 5 plaintiffs. Jeremy Hales, yeah, we all know. This amended complaint asserted 2 claims against each of the defendants, abusive process and malicious prosecution, arising out of the other case. Defendant Leslie filed her original lawsuit pro se on May 19th after being repeatedly defamed and harassed on the plaintiff's YouTube channels and after sending out cease and desist letters. Defendant Leslie, through her counsel, subsequently amended the complaint without leave of court on May 27th, prior to any party being served, and then filed a motion for leave to amend a second time on June 16th. As of the defendant's voluntary dismissal of the case, the court had not ruled on the motion for leave to amend.
Why should they? She just voluntarily dismissed the case. You absolute freaking space.
And here is my thing. if you think you are right and the facts are truly on your side, you already filed a lawsuit. Why dismiss it?
Bingo. Oh, that's a
Oh, I'm
bingo.
being harassed online. No, people are talking about you and saying that they don't like you because they don't like you, and it's their opinion that they don't like you. There's plenty of people who don't like me, and guess what? It's gonna happen. There's 330 million people in this country-ish. Not everybody is gonna get along, and guess what? That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
And guess what? You know what you do when someone doesn't like you? You go, "Oh, well, have a nice day. Have a good life. Bye." And you don't talk to that person. It's not hard. Like,
It's the thing I can't get my head around is like you go through all this BS, flapping your gums, pardon the expression, on the platform.
flapping your
And
lips.
no gums. They're not low. No, anyway. And you flap your gums online. You berate, you defame, you spread rumors about, you attack. Then you do a court case, and then halfway through that court case, you decide to voluntarily dismiss. This is the exact perfect example of like, oh, you're being served, but you hide from the actual person who you use as being served, but you want to give it big lips. I don't get that. No pun intended, by the way. I mean, this is like, it's like every single person who's suddenly been put under the spotlight, maybe Jabba the Hoot or any of these idiots, the moment they get handed their ass to them, it's like, oh, I'm the victim, you know.
Yeah, and it's just the playing the victim is like, yeah, it's people talk about me all the time. But apparently people have named me in Substack articles. Don't guess what? Don't care. Not a
They made a
victim.
big deal about it in a fake group. They put screenshots up about it a few months ago.
Oh,
It didn't bother me one bit.
I'm not in the Facebook
I know
group.
you're not, but it didn't bother me one bit. I looked at it, laughed, and then carried on reading the rest of the crap that was in there. It doesn't bother me one bit because at the end of the day, this is the perfect example of someone, looking at the cake and their eyes are more hungry than the belly.
I mean, hey Trisha, Jack's mom, you have to provide facts that could reasonably be seen as true. You don't have to provide all of the like nitty gritty, details. But like both of you guys, I just don't see the
Thank you.
like. There's just certain things in life where I'm like carrying. Like when I did get stressed out about something, I literally talked to Mr. Good about it. And as level-headed as he is and as little as he cares, I'm pretty sure he hates me being on YouTube. But he goes, "Why do you even care?" And you know what? That's all he had to say. And yeah, did it bug me that he didn't hug me and say everything was going to be okay? A little. But then I got to like thinking about what he said, and you know what? He's 100% right. It's like when I shut my computer off at night.
That's it. Yeah. And just for the record, ladies and gentlemen, when Squid is not on her platform, she is a complete different person. She is a complete different person. Here, she's got her head switched on. And she's focused on the topic of hand. But when I can say, but she's a pain in my ass as well because she never lets me get a word in sideways. But that's beside the point.
Yeah, it's like the people who don't like my daughter coming in and me having to like do mom stuff, or she touches my microphone and wants to talk. It's like, oh, my daughter likes to talk. 1, she's 3, and 2, have you met her mother?
Yeah. yeah, I can underline that bloody word. Yeah, and
Hello.
also, people are offended just for the sake of being offended. Look, if things offend you, right, that means you don't agree. If you don't agree, then step away, think about what you're not agreeing with. Come back and listen to the rest, because this is where the problem is. A lot of people will only listen to part of the sentence. They won't listen to the whole sentence. This here is the perfect example of someone abusing not just the system, but also basically self-labeling themselves so that they can play the victim. But it's okay for them to lash out. But the moment they get challenged on that lashing out, they play the victim. And this happens a lot.
In this next post or this next paragraph, Hi, is a perfect example of playing the victim. Two
Mhm.
plaintiffs in this case, Megan Fox and Matthew Lewis, were never served in any lawsuit by either of the defendants. The remaining three plaintiffs were never responded to, answered the original complaint. So that means they're not supposed to sue you because they were never actually served. You still sued them. Like you still sued them. Like you still sued them. So that is the perfect example of playing the victim.
And I think Tug and Megan responded to this, I believe.
I don't think they did.
Or they spoke about it or
They
something.
spoke about it, but they didn't respond legally.
No,
But-
what I meant, they responded to what?
Oh, the summons. I'm not sure. I
But
think
they
so, but
didn't,
I'm not sure.
not legally, motion wise, but they did discuss it on their stream a while back.
Well, yeah, but that's not legally.
No,
So
that's what I
when
meant.
they said that they were never served, they're right. However, that's still playing the victim. Like, oh, they were never actually served with my lawsuit. So why are they suing me? They're so rude for suing me. It's like, it's just.
Mm-hmm.
Here, can you read this part? I'm gonna go tell Mr. Squid to go to bed because he's supposed to be in bed 2 hours ago. But
Okay.
she comes in here, she sits in here, and she falls asleep. It's fine. He needs to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want to read?
Yeah.
What? Here, I'm gonna make it a little smaller so that there's more on the page.
Okay.
Can you still read that?
Yeah, can. Yeah, just before I read this out, one thing I want to point out is it is very easy for these people to play the victim. I mean, the biggest factor, and I'm pointing this out because I haven't said this a lot, but I am going to say it now. What you say can be used against you, right? As simple as. And a lot of people like the crampons and other people on both sides of the coin, right, have made some very, very detrimental comments, and they've put themselves in a position where they can actually where it can be proven that they have lied or they fabricated. But that's another thing. That's not up to me to figure out. That's up to everyone else to figure out. All right. 18. After the defendants filed their lawsuit, case number blah, plaintiffs Jeremy Hales, Matthew George Risk, Megan M. Fox, and Matthew Lewis made written and verbal threats against defendant Leslie Ferderigos on their respective YouTube channels. I don't think so. I think there was a response to, well, if you're gonna come at me legally, I'm gonna come back at you legally. But anyway, and they've got every right to say what they want as long as it's not fight and talk or threatening speech. Threat speech. They published non-public information on these channels with the intent to harass and continue to defame defendants Leslie. No, they didn't. I mean, shall we go and have a look at everything that you put up on multiple different YouTube accounts and multiple alt and sock accounts on Facebook? No. Before, and after everything. After the Leslie Ferderigos filed her lawsuit, the harassing publications escalated following the lawsuit's filing. Additionally, all plaintiffs publicized the lawsuit filed by the defendants against them during their YouTube live streams, intending to intimidate the defendants from pursuing their case. Actual fact, anyone even mentioned you by your name or your nickname, Lips, right? You know, the John Doles started appearing more and more. Anyway, these broadcasts contained false depictions of the events and solicited donations from viewers. No. Did they ask for anything? Did people just give them super chats and memberships? No. That's one of the perks of being on YouTube. When you monetize, that's what you can get. You know, I mean, if you want to talk about soliciting donations, go and have a word with your little friends called the crampons, resulting in extreme harassment directed at defendant Leslie Ferderigos. Well, yeah, whatever. The plaintiffs all took initiative publishing the defendant's lawsuit in front of the audience of over 730. Well, there's more. And the thing is, if it's public and you're a public figure, shut up, you stupid person. Anyway, the day it was filed and any actions taken judicial notice as of such lawsuits was done secondarily to the publication of the lawsuits done by all plaintiffs on their own initiative. Additionally, only Jeremy Hales right will wait to come back. I have never heard so much gibberish and crap on one page. I mean, the fact that, I mean, let's talk about, I mean, I'm not going to go into talking about that live stream with Lisa that you did, but what about all the live streams where you sat on there, you were making suggestions, ideas, and you were, and all the posts and the videos and everything else, and then you were using videos from a couple of years ago to play the victim. And here comes the biggest question of them all. What did you have to do with any of this court case whatsoever, besides knowing some of the people? Hi, Paul Marine, how you doing, buddy? All right, some of the people like Luthman and who are you going? Right, this is the only reason your involvement. You put yourself, when you walk into a room and start slinging shit, someone is going to hand you a toilet roll. Okay, when you start giving it, big lips, pardon the pun, all right, you're going to expect to receive something in kind. As simple as that. You can't just sit there, say what you like in a public forum and expect people, well, some people actually do. People will believe anything you fucking say. But the fact that people responded in kind, right? Now, 1 minute you idiots go on about fucking freedom of speech, but as soon as someone says, "Oh, you look at you dumb cow," right? Oh, that's not freedom of speech. You're defaming me. You're slandering. No, you made your bed. You shat in it. Now it's your turn to lay in it. This here is such a joke. The fact that I read three paragraphs there. I got up to Jeremy Hales, by the way. It's just an absolute joke. I'm not even gonna warrant calling them a twat waffle because they're not worth it. I won't, seriously.
And I do have this stream set up to redirect over to Megan. So I will go about 15 more minutes and then we'll redirect over there because, it takes them a little bit. They're generally late and then it takes them a little bit to,
as far
get
as I'm
going.
concerned. Yeah, as
So
far
you
as I'm
got
concerned.
right there.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, they're a wank stain and that's it. Where am I? Jeremy Hales was a party in a federal case where the complaint was filed as a notice and no other plaintiff was named party in such complaint. Oh, that's a fucking lie. Because where all the names come from, plus the 10 fucking John Does. Anyway, on July 17th, 2025, Randall Socket Esquire contacted the defendants and made verbal threats, demanding the defendants turn over their communications with third parties by meeting with him on his client Jeremy Hales. They sought third-party communication between Leslie Ferderigos and named defendants in
the federal one case.
Oh, in federal one case with the plaintiff Jeremy Hales and Elephant Shoe LLC are parties.
Nope, I lied. It's federal too. Sorry.
Damn you. Anyway, due to intimidation, threats, harassment, you're harassing me now, Squid. Stop it. All right, and refusal to turn over communication with the defendants in federal case filed by Jeremy Hales and Elephant Shoe LLC. Defendants Leslie Ferderigos voluntarily dismissed her pending lawsuit. I wonder why, and took measures to block all contact and communication with the plaintiffs. However, shortly after this current lawsuit case number blah, 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 was filed and is now being used in content on their YouTube channels weekly to gain donations and profit from their audience. Really? When was the last time we spoke about that? Yeah, exactly. There's my point. The absence of any one of their 6 elements of malicious prosecution actions will defeat such an action. Cult face dollar rent a car, or whatever. In an action for malicious prosecution, in plaintiff must offer proof of 6 elements to establish the prime face case. 24 to satisfy the first 1. Elements of malicious prosecution in the original judicial proceedings against. Where was that? against the plaintiff must have commenced or continued. However, plaintiffs Megan Fox and Matthew Lewis were never served with any lawsuit filed by the defendants. To satisfy the four elements of malicious prosecution, there needs to be an absence of probable cause for the original proceeding. Leslie Ferderigos had probably cause to file her lawsuit. She attached public record of Florida bar affidavit in order to take judicial notice. The court is not always limited to four corners of the complaint. Long versus Slayton. Blah, 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 blah. Citation omitted. We have held.
Gail, Mr. Squid is asleep. The little was in the living room making a racket. So he actually went to bed.
We have held that a district court may take judicial notice of matters in public record without converting Rule 12b6 motion into Rule 56 motion. See Bryant, Avedon, Brand, blah, 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 blah. The courts must consider the complaint in its entirety as well as the sources courts ordinarily examine when ruling on Rule 12b6 motions to dismiss, in particular documents incorporated onto the complaint by reference, the matter of which court may take judicial notice. To satisfy the fourth element of malicious prosecution, there needs to be an absence of probable cause for the original proceeding, so long as a reasonable lawyer can validate view a claim as tenable, a test similar to that of probable cause. A claim malicious prosecution cannot stand on that stuff. Blind Beach Cap, whatever. Plaintiffs allege no facts of substantive. Attorney Michael Further could not reasonably view defendants Leslie Ferderigos' claims as tenable. So I'm just waiting for it to catch up. Okay, in a malicious prosecution against the attorney is the attorney's reasonable and honest belief that the client has tenable claim, that the attorney probably caused their representation and not the attorney's conviction that the client must prevail in the court versus International Hospital Inc. And an attorney has the duty to represent the client seriously, not to ensure that the client will succeed in the court versus International Hospital Inc. So long as the attorney for the defendants investigates the facts of law and prosecutes a claim which a reasonable lawyer would regard as tenable, the plaintiff has no right to assert malicious prosecution against the attorney if the lawyer's effort prove unsuccessful. We'll scroll it up. Where am I? Oh, yeah. Same thing, NCOT, but based international. The instigation of actions against the defendant that subsequently brings a malicious prosecution action. Attorneys for the instigating party need only to show that they had reasonable belief that the claim was valid based on facts and circumstances known to them, and need not to be ascertained an outcome of why am I reading an explanation of what they're doing. Anyway, underlying proceedings to have probable cause. Allege no facts to substantiate. Attorney Michael Ferderigos could not reasonably view defendants Leslie Ferderigos' claims as tenable, nor that he reasonably investigated such claims, which I doubt very much he did. He probably just went in the kitchen and went, right, all right, sweetheart, what do you want me to tell him? Thus, plaintiff failed to state a claim against attorney Michael Ferderigos for malicious prosecution. Bollocks. To satisfy the fifth, elements of malicious prosecution. There was a malice on the part of the present defendant in an action for malicious prosecution. It is not necessary for a plaintiff to prove actual malice. Legal malice is sufficient and may be inferred from, among other things, a lack of probable cause, gross negligence, or great indifference to persons, property, or the rights of others. McMillister versus Bevis Constitution Inc. Whatever.
Construction.
That's that one. Alleged. Oh, where am I?
I'll read from here.
Yeah. Well, let me finish my paragraph. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Allege no facts of substantiate the defendants acted with legal malice against plaintiffs. Over to you in the studio.
Plaintiffs failed to allege they suffered damages when two of the plaintiffs were never served with the defendant's lawsuit. That's not the point. You still sued them. You still sued them maliciously. Doesn't really matter if they were served or not. You still sued them. Defendants took measures to seal the lawsuit from public records, while plaintiff chose to publish the defendant's lawsuit on their YouTube channels for the public to view. It's a public document. Sorry. Welcome to the U.S. If you don't want your fucking public, or if you don't want your lawsuit viewed by the public, don't file a fucking lawsuit. It's not hard. Oh,
Especially a frivolous one.
can you really call the Bears versus Vikings football? Well, you know, it's shaky. Oh. The plaintiff gave no facts to any damage suffered as a result of the defendant's lawsuit, which required McAllister versus Brevis construction. The mere filing of a complaint and having the process served is not enough to show the abuse of process. Belladonna, citing a different case, the plaintiff must prove improper use of process after it issues. The claims should be dismissed against defendants because of Florida litigation privilege. The Florida Supreme Court in Levin, Middlebrooks, and all of them freaking cases have unequivocally held that it does. In Levin, the Florida Supreme Court held that absolute immunity must be afforded to any act occurring during the course of a judicial proceeding. God, I hate this. This word right here, this is another curse word to me. So long as the act has some relation to the proceeding. In Echeverria, the court reiterated its broad application of the privilege, specifically held that the litigation privilege applies in all causes of action, statutory as well as common law. The trial court could grant law firms and attorneys motions to dismiss on the basis of litigation privileges, abuse of process action against them, even though litigation privileges was an affirmative defense. Applicability of the privilege could be clearly discerned from the face of the complaint, as all of the allegations against the law firm and attorneys fell squarely within the privilege. They're hiding behind litigation privilege. Are you fucking serious?
If I was a judge, you know what my response would? Denied. Headshot.
Isn't the lawsuit Milton read on his channel before it hit the docket? I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Maybe I'm just having a brain fart, but, you know, when you need football fix, anything works. Besides her birthday month, she gets to do whatever she wants. Yeah. It's my birthday month. The district court dismissed the Elliott Group's malicious prosecution claims upon finding the defendant.
You mean Jabba the Hutt?
Okay. Milltown's best. I don't know. Milltown's worst, I call him, because I'm from Milwaukee and I'm better than he is.
Hands down.
I can't talk shit without laughing. I can't even not laugh. When someone lets me know when Megan starts up, and we'll call it.
Yeah.
Had ample probable cause to bring the underlying litigation based on the evidence of fraudulent scheme. Florida law provides that while litigation privileges is an affirmative defense, it can be adjudicated on a motion to dismiss if the applicability of the privileges can be clearly discerned from the face of the complaint. That whole case law, cutting out the case law has saved time, because y'all can read it, y'all can go look it up, but me trying to read it is like a train wreck. Furthermore, plaintiffs improperly request the remedy of punitive damages for each of their claims against the defendants. Yes, they do. Because you brought. Wherefore, defendants request this honorable court to dismiss with prejudice all plaintiffs' claims against all defendants, grant reasonable attorney's fees. In the alternative, should any claim not be dismissed, defendants request allegations be pled with a more definitive statements and all other remedies necessary and just under statute. Oh, Michael Ferderigos. Oh, you are funny. And then this is the affidavit that we read. We actually read this before, I think. Cynthia B. Jackson. I've read this affidavit before, because this was from. I read this on my channel a long time ago. This was from the Florida bar, where it says on 313, Ms. Ferderigos chose to permanently retire from the Florida bar and is not eligible to practice and not eligible for reinstatement unless permitted by the Florida bar office or bar examiner's office. And then the other Florida bar letter.
And she's not allowed to practice law, is she?
No. However, in this country, you can be pro se. So there's a loophole. You can be pro se. You can represent yourself.
Yes, but you
So-
can't represent other people or give them advice on a legal standpoint, can you? On the
No, but you
technicality.
don't have to call it. You don't have to call it. She can still give advice as long as she's not acting as their lawyer and not giving them. She can give them general legal advice.
So what
Just like
happens? So what happens if someone decides to slip up and go, well, oh yeah, well, she told me this.
so that's all 17 pages. It's just a hey, cruise ship mama. It's just a loophole that she uses to sue people and represent herself. She's pro se. I'm pro se. Yeah, I have a law or a law
Mhm.
degree. I'm pro se. It's the loophole. So anyway, on that note,
I got to make a very quick apology for everybody. I
What'd
do
you do?
apologize for, again, not going live with my pretty tonight. There's been a couple of technicalities, but we will be doing a stream after tomorrow.
yes. So tomorrow, 2:00, we are doing deep dive into the documents. We are continuing with the bankruptcy documents, fact checking things that
No
don't
problem.
inconsistencies with pictures and other facts that we've ascertained from various screenshots and things she said that don't match what's being said in the actual legal documents. So we
That's
will try
gonna
to
be
get
fun.
through those tomorrow. And then we
Good.
will move on to federal too, because those documents seem to be the most controversial. So
Oh yes.
so when we move on to those, we will move on to those hopefully tomorrow. I have a hard out tomorrow at 4 because I have to go to work. So, but other than that, we will be back on tomorrow at 2. If anything drops before that, I will start a little bit early just to read those documents or post them. So I do have a setup to redirect over to Megan. Hopefully it's saved. So let me refresh this page just to see if it saved. All right. And y'all have a great night. And I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for hanging out with me on a night stream. Bye guys.
Bye. You.